Well, hello out there. Um, I have here some very fast-moving driving here, and one of the reasons for why I shorten it down like this is because I want the video within 15 minutes. But nevertheless, it's some 500 miles cooked down to a 10-minute duration, and it's on different roads, but they all pertaining to sunrise or sunset. And I'm on my way here to Paris in Texas, picking up some Campbell's soup, and I had to do a little detour, and then I'm getting out on the road, and already here you see the sun is pretty bright, pretty large, very big, and that's something we see. It's more the rule than the exception that the sun looks like it's gigantic. And there's a reason for that, because there's something behind the sun which is bigger than the sun itself. And yeah, I'll come to that. But I know I'm going to take a lot of flag regarding the my newest conviction, that is, we are living on a flat earth plane. We're not living on a globe hurtling through space. And one of the reasons for why we cannot possibly be hurtling through space in the so-called heliocentric model, as the Jesuit and Copernicus has found out together, the Catholic Church, the Vatican, found out together, there was a way of driving us away from the true word of our Lord. Now, I want you to picture this while you're watching this. We are moving in a spiral, right? According to Copernicus or the heliocentric model, we're moving in a spiral around in one of the arms of our Milky Way. We're moving up and down through the galactic plane, apparently. And that cycle is taking some 26,000 years for each time we cross over the galactic plane. Now, the sun is moving up and down through that galactic plane, while it is twisting through the Milky Way in one of the arms like a corkscrew. And all the planets which is orbiting our planets, we know, Jupiter and all the other ones, are doing the same, corkscrewing around our own sun, while we are hurtling through space with hundreds of thousand miles per hour. And yet we have on the sky, we have Orion there, we have Polaris there, we have all the star constellations, and we are having them on regular basis. Nothing changes, it's always the same. Now, if you were moving in a heliocentric model, it will always change, it will never be the same. It will change. That's obvious, because we would be in a completely different part of the sky, and everything is moving in various directions. But here I'm in Oklahoma, driving east, of course, and I'm going down to get some bottles in Sapulpa, and I'm on I-44 here. Look at the sky up here, how the clouds are emanating, spraying out from the source itself, the sun. And I have some still pictures of that to show that that is actually what is taking place. It's like the sun is throwing out these clouds from it. That's what it actually looks like, and how it looked like when I was looking at it with my two own eyes. But as you see, our sun is enormous. It looks enormous, and we know full well that our sun is not supposed to be that size on our sky. But nevertheless, that's the that's the rule, not the exception. That is what we are looking at today. That is a total obscuration of our sun, a total obscuration of what is in our low horizon. And again, that is the rule, not the exception. I have been watching that while I've been driving trucks since 2012, and I call it the backdrop, where you can't see the horizon anymore. It's like there's this line going through the horizon, probably a finger's width above the horizon. There's this gray line, and it doesn't matter which direction you're looking at. you're seeing the same every day. So there's something there because of they're spraying so much. So the atmosphere is saturated with these nanoparticulates of all the known metals that they're using to do their cloak device. You can see how the rays are coming out of it. It's just amazing. And I'm watching this every day. And people are even questioning my testimonies on it. Well, I record every hour I'm driving. I'm watching what's going on. This is US 84. I'm on my way to Brownwood in Texas. I stop here. I need to have a little look at the map. I lost connection out there with my wife because Verizon out there don't have a signal. Shame on you, Verizon, for that. I thought you covered 99.9% of America, but you don't. You don't cover this part. But this backdrop is because of the saturation in our atmosphere. So if you're looking low in the horizon, you're looking through a thicker layer of our atmosphere, and therefore you won't see what is in the far horizon. But the further straight up you look, the lesser atmosphere you're looking through. You're actually looking through the ceiling of the dome that we are inside. You see the sun is gigantic here. The reason for that, as I just told you, is because there is something else there which is larger than our sun. I'm not kidding, I got a picture of it, which I took in Denton 2 days ago. I just had a comment on my channel. A guy was posting me a little sequence from the space viewer from NASA, that there's something out there which is gigantic. And that was from the 16th this month. I can't remember which camera it is. I think it's oh well, there's a link to that video underneath. Count on it. I'll always provide you links if I can find them, so you can go look yourself. But pay attention to that, how it's changing here in the sunset. I'm sitting in Brownwood now, recording the sunset, and just notice what's going on. It's like the sun is flickering, and that's something I sometimes see with my naked eye, that it looks like the sun is flickering like a lamp with a loose connection. But look at this. Just look at that. How it flares up and then it dims down, then it flares up again, dims down, flares up again, dims down, flares up again, dims down. And that's something you won't notice because this is over a 45-minute period, so you don't really see it, but you see the flaring up and down, up and down, up and down. So what's causing this? And this is next morning, driving out to Kohler, getting some toilets and some sinks, and this is how the sun again looking, and again the rule, not the exception. And that is when I'm leaving the plant, going back again. Now the sun has actually come up on the sky, and you see how gigantic it is. I can't remember which road is this. This is a FM 12 something, but I'm running up towards 84 again, and then I will be going on 377. But you see the sun's size here, and it finally dawned to me why they're making the obscuration around the sun like this. Why the sun is appearing like it's a gigantic ball. Huge. I mean, it's 6 times, 7 times larger than it's supposed to be. So why is that? Well, I'm coming to that in a couple of seconds here, and I'm gonna freaking show you what I'm talking about. But first, pictures from Oklahoma, and then I'll go straight to them. So hang tight in there, and you can also see that line sticking down, and that's the entire area which is being lit up like that. Okay, over and out. Next frames. Okay, this is Oklahoma on 44, I-44 East, and as you saw, as I said, it looks like that the clouds are being blasted away from the sun. They're all going in the same direction from the same point of origin. You can see it's spreading out like a fan, and it's coming. If you follow the focal point in the frame, you see that they all come from there. So it kind of looks like solar wind, if you like, that the sun is blasting the clouds in that direction and stretching them. Here comes the next one. It's quite magnificent, isn't it? It's just bizarre looking at the same time. And on this frame you can still see the sun is fairly large, and as you see down in the bottom we have the backdrop. We can't see the horizon. We can't see it at all, and they make sure of that every single day by spraying the butter out of us. And the last one a little higher up, but they make sure they always have a line of clouds below the sun, and then we have this emanating like this, the clouds are being blasted. I mean, it looks like, yeah, it looks like, as I say, it looks like the sun is blasting the clouds and stretching them out in that fashion, as if the sun is coming from one point only, which also makes it more feasible that we are actually living in a dome world. And there was a guy that said that I said he was committing heretic because he was putting limits on the ability of God's creation. He said it was not possible at all to have a world where we were living inside on a flat plane with a dome over us. Well, that is heresy, because you're putting limits on the ability of God's power, what He's able to do. And watch your mouth, because every word you're saying is being noted. It's being recorded. So don't put limits to what God is able to do. He can accomplish everything. I mean, He made all this, so why even doubt it? Well, next frame, like that, again and again. And now we come to the funny picture, I think. Oh, that's another. I see here, when the sun is being buried in behind it, it suddenly turns small again. It turns normal. Right? Now, let's quickly move forward, because I don't have so much time. Not that one. I mean, this is annoying. This is not working. Oh, we got too many pictures. I'm simply just gonna skip it right there. Period. I'm not gonna sit here and waste time on it. Okay, I'm going over to Horny Toad to get some food after I shut down, and you can see it's Denton, Texas, Lone Star flag. And I noticed something weird about the sun, and I decided to take a picture of it. So let's zoom in on it. If it wants to go a little faster, you see there's something there, and the sun is actually blocking the bottom of what is that. There's an object there. There's no question about that. I do a zoom picture just to verify. It's still there. It's larger than our sun, and it's behind our sun. It is way bigger than our sun, and it's behind our sun. And again, then I decided to do a gamma test on it. The object remains. It wouldn't do that. This is another heat source besides our sun. It's colder, but it's a heat source. And another gamma test. using a filter to make it stand out even further. It's right there. And then my time ran out, and the last one, that's the moon. And look, guy, he said it's getting brighter, the moon. Oh yeah, it is. It's super bright. But just go back to this one and have that in your memory. Over and out. God bless you. There's something there. Regarding the my newest conviction, that is, we are living on a flat earth plane. We're not living on a globe hurtling through space. And one of the reasons for why we cannot possibly be hurtling through space in the so-called heliocentric model, as the Jesuit and Copernicus has found out together, very big, and that's something we see is more the rule than the exception, that the sun looks like it's gigantic. And there's a reason for that, because there is something behind the sun which is bigger than the sun itself. And yeah, I'll come to that. But I know I'm going to take a lot of well, hello out there. I have here some very fast moving driving here, and one of the reasons for why I shorten it down like this is because I want the video within 15 minutes, but nevertheless it's some 500 miles cooked down to a 10-minute duration, and it's on different roads by the Catholic Church, the Vatican. Found out together there was a way of driving us away from the true word of our Lord. Now, I want you to picture this while you're watching this. We are moving in a spiral, right? According to Copernicus, they are all pertaining to sunrise or sunset. And I'm on my way here to Paris in Texas, picking up some Campbell soup. And I had to do a little detour, and then I'm getting out on the road, and already here you see the sun is pretty bright, pretty large.